Okay, go.
My husband got on heroin in 2015. And when he first got on heroin, I did not want to believe it, none of this stuff, because I didn't know what it was. I'm like, we did drugs, but like this right here, this a different type of drug. So he started out mixing it with cocaine, sniffing it. It's called speedball. And then after that, it just led into him shooting up. What I would do when I would catch him, leaning face forward, I would put him in cold water, make him get in the bed so he can sleep it off. I know it's called a rattle. It's called a death. That when they go into heroin, when they do heroin, they'll go like this. When they do it like this, they're either gonna go into an overdose, or their lungs are trying to shut down. They ain't breathing. So what I used to do for my husband is I used to make him drink milk. And I used to put him in a cold shower to shock him, to wake him up and stuff. I used to keep Narcan with me and everything. What the best thing I could possibly tell anybody to do is keep fighting with that person. Because they don't want to be like it whatsoever. It's just, it makes their body hurt so bad that they need it the next day in order to make their body stop hurting. So it is a disease. You gotta stay strong in all of it and say a lot of prayers. It's gonna be times where you gonna be like, forget this, like now. But then it's gonna be times where you cannot be an enabler as well too, because we are enablers in the situation too. You have to cut off a lot of things and try to make them see life a different type of way than what they're already seeing. And like that was the hardest part for me, getting my husband to see life a different type of way. I honestly think this time around, if he just wasn't around those people, he wouldn't have did it and still be here. It's the people, places, and things that got to be cut off. The excess just got to be cut off. It's a real live disease, and I miss my husband truly and dearly. But we prepared for it, and that's the crazy thing about it. He was like the one whole year before he passed away. He was like the one whole year and went through counseling, everything, and we prepared for him to pass because it's a disease. You never know when you're gonna see it, get it, and that be the end. And unfortunately, it was for my husband. So I just say stay strong. You gotta stay strong, filled up with God. But if your house is the best place for that person, keep allowing for them to come back. But still put in place of stuff like, no, you cannot have like baking soda. That's a trigger. Spoons are a trigger. Get plastic spoons. Like, I used to do stuff like that because I wanted him home with us and the kids. And after a couple of days, he'll get back together and he'll be back to his normal self. But it's about contracting their mind away from just whatever they thinking about that's making them do it. Because once they wean off of it the first couple of days at home, their body is extremely hurting. And that's the worstest hurt that anybody can possibly go to. If you ever took pills and asked that whatever, went to the doctor, just say if you ever had surgery and you come home, you take the pills in about 2 days, but you hurting really, really bad, that's their type of hurt. And they're trying to mask over the hurt from their heart too. So you just gotta really, really keep telling them you love them. Keep talking to them. Trust and believe they the most positive people. They the most people that keep you up. Listen to what they saying too. But the biggest thing, I always make sure that you let them know that you love them, because they don't think nobody loves them. I think everyone that does heroin don't think nobody loves them. Because my husband told me that. He told me that he didn't think I loved him. And I gave him that this last year to really, really show him I love you. And I really, really do love you. So I feel comfortable because I know one thing. My husband was a man of God. He was a praying man no matter what. And I actually had a vision of him when he was having an overdose, dying. He started praying to God. And my daughter told me that Daddy said that he was sorry, and I feel good. I know he with the heavy. You just got to hold on really, really tight. And like, for real, don't let nobody tell you not to help him. That's crazy for people to say that. God help the sick, the weary, the lost, and confused. And those are the sick, weary, lost, and confused. So when you see needles, throw them away. You get what I'm saying? Let him hear how it affects children being around, you being around. Record him too, because they don't like to be recorded. But when you record him and he see it, sometimes it pops people back into reality. It's something that he's thinking of that has affected his heart. It hurt his heart. He needs to feel real live love from just any and everybody and no stress. And that's the best advice I can give you.
Thank you so much. So what made you stay with your husband all those years? How many years you been married?
18 years. We got married when we was 18. We just decided we were going to get married. He was like, you my wife. God told me you my wife.
And how many children y'all got together?
We have 7 kids. We raised grown kids. We got 3 grown and we got 4 that's little. Trust and believe. I've known him my whole entire adult life, and I didn't think. I prayed for a husband when I was little. So, and I prayed for this, and we didn't get to live the old age. But I feel better knowing that we prepared for it instead of it just taking me off guard. And I'm like, what? You get what I'm saying? So you just got to really hold on. I love my husband. Love overbunks everything. I love my husband. When my husband passed away, I gave his mama the obligation to bury him. She couldn't. I did it. No questions asked. You get what I'm saying? So you got to give that person their love. Give them their flowers while they here. Because when you'll feel better. And you don't feel better, but you'll feel better in your heart knowing you gave them flowers while they here. And when they gone, you can still give them their flowers.
So when other people tell you need to leave your husband, what did you say?
I just be like, nah. I love my husband. I got all these kids back here. I guess we all gonna be up here. And I used to tell my husband, they want me to leave you. I ain't gonna never leave you. Don't leave your significant other. That's because that ain't nothing but the devil trying to play on it at the end of the day. Why is it always we can't help each other, but we can send each other to rehab and we knowing that's not where they want to go with yet? So help them get there. Help them get to a place, because a lot of people cannot go to rehab and they still come up off drugs and stuff. Keep God in it. My husband was a praying man. No matter what, I don't care if he was high, he was a praying man. And I just never understood it, but his calling was to be a pastor. That was a praying man. And if it was for him having God in him, or somebody giving that God to him, it wouldn't have led on to me. So if you are the strong one, keep the God with you. Keep the God with you and keep delivering it to him. And eventually it's going to click. It got to click somewhere. But you'll feel better knowing that you helped instead of cutting it all off and having to watch him go die. That's not the way to do it whatsoever.
So how old he was when you came?
He was 38 years old. He will be 39 March the 21st. He died last year, 5/15/2023.
God. And so I was going to ask you, oh Lord, that is sad.
Yep.
So that's what you want to tell them.
Yep. You just gotta love that person. My husband knew I loved him. Before he left, he knew that I loved him and I knew that he loved me.
So when he passed, where was he at?
He was at his brother's house. He wasn't at home. And it's the people, places, and things. That's what causes them to go back and relapse. I believe if he was here at home, it wouldn't have been none of that. But you got to let people be grown. You got to let people do what they want to do. And just so happy he was at his brother's house. And I get the phone call, and I'm like, where's my husband at? He need me. He needed me when he passed. Even when he passed, he still needed me. Even when I know that he was passing away, he was having an overdose, I know in my heart, like God has told me, that man was praying to God. Because he knew he was a man of God, that some person going to save me. And I remember my daughter telling me a couple of weeks ago, Daddy said he's sorry. And I'm like, I ain't even mad at him. Not mad at him. It was just his time. God needed him up there with him instead of here. Because he knew here was beating him down even more. And it was no more help that I could give him. So just always remember God. Well, everything that God says, love is kind, love is real, love is good, love is all that. Give it. That's the best thing I can say, give it. Because it will try to get you mentally. But if you got God in it, or if that person, that person praying for you, yeah.
So he never beat it on you?
No, he never beat on me. He showed me what a man was. Like, these are daddy girls. That's the reason them girls don't listen to me. I'm having a hard time with the baby because my baby ain't nothing but one. And I'm having a hard time with her because he raised all the girls up until they was 1 year old, walking, potty training, everything. He never beat me. He was never mean to me. He was never none of that type of stuff. Even when I said I wanted a divorce, that man was like, I ain't divorcing you. Yeah, right. Like, he acted like that was a sin. And I used to be like, well, now I see why. Because he really was truly a man of God. Like, he showed me what a man... Yeah, Teresa can't no man get me now. He really showed me that, and he really showed our girls that. So
Thank you so much.
You welcome.